Welcome to the I Just Feel It podcast, where we drop new audio every Tuesday morning and new videos every Tuesday evening.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel by typing in I Just Feel Like Podcast on YouTube.
If you like this episode at the end, please give us a 5-star rating and leave a review of your favorite part of the podcast. I'm Ramona.
And I'm Mary.
And welcome to the
I Just Feel Like Podcast. For today's episode, we just wanted to really talk about your body, loving your body, self-worth, and just self-love in general. A lot of people struggle with looking at them and their body image, and because of course society fucks you up as well. But like I say, your body, you're a soul, you're not your body.
You're a soul in a body.
You're a soul in a body. Yeah, so I just feel like your body, regardless of what your body shape is, how you look, you need to love yourself through all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know it's difficult, of course, especially living with African parents. Oh, child.
Let's get into that.
What? 9 years old, I have regular child body weight.
Yeah.
Girl, you need to slow down on your eating. Girl, you're looking too big. And I'm just like, bitch, what? Like, I'm like, kid. Well, I wasn't thinking that in that time, of course, but now that I've done all the work, I'm looking back at it like, why are they so pressed as to how, like, your body looks, I know health is a really big thing, but at the end of the day, I'm 9 years old. How unhealthy can I really be? You know what I mean? So you guys are just looking at it from the perspective of small body, you look good.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn, girl, you're a kid. Kids have body weight. As you grow, you lose that weight, It is what it is.
Yeah, baby fat on you.
Yeah. I'm still a big girl, though.
Yeah. No, but just naturally, like, you will obviously get taller, your body will shrink up a little bit.
It slims out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just annoying to me how parents, a lot of the times when they're young, they put that into their kid's head where it's just like, you have to eat properly, you can't eat too much, like, restrict you from a lot of things, like, make you be super athletic to the point where it's just like, you don't even like it. Yeah. You can't take it. I hate that for kids, honestly.
My mom used to make me take, like, laxatives.
You see?
Yeah.
So just shit everything out.
Yeah, so just decompress and whatever. And when I was younger, I was an emotional eater. Because obviously, what are you going to do at age 9? Drink and smoke? There's nothing like that,
right?
No
ways to cope.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, whenever I would feel a little bit sad, a little bit down, I wouldn't just, like, read or do something else that was a healthier alternative. I would just binge eat the fuck. Like, I would not stop. I'd keep going until, like, my stomach was like, and then that would be, like, my stopping point.
Yeah, exactly, where you're, like, super stuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a mental thing a lot of the times, because it's just, like, I used to love mashed potatoes. I still do till now,
Yeah.
But, like, when I was a kid, it was real bad, and I remember every single time, like, when I would go to, like, my cousin's house for Thanksgiving, it would just be, like, the mashed potatoes were there, and, like, I would just eat and eat and eat until that shit was done. I'm telling you, it was like, I would keep going upstairs, round 2, round 3, round 4, until, like, I couldn't breathe, And it's like, listening to your body is so important, but I feel like when you're younger and when you emotionally eat or binge eat, none of that shit matters.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, I have to eat until that shit is done, But it's so bad for you, honestly, because I do feel like I definitely binge eat. I do think I have a binge eating problem.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you feel like you're kind of not in control.
Yeah.
It's just like when you're eating, it's just, let me eat everything in my sight still. I'll worry about the consequences after. And those consequences are bad.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday I had one of those moments.
Yeah, you see? And it's just like you wake up in the morning, especially with that cheese and shit, you're just like, oh my god, you're on the toilet like, no, this is not well. But you really need to dig deep, honestly, I think, because a lot of people are not aware that they are emotional eating or they are binge eating. They just think that shit is normal. Yeah. But that shit comes from somewhere, and I think it is you craving something else, but you're using food as that substitute.
Yeah, 100%. Your body is trying to, like, signal a message to you, whether it just be like you need to be doing something or you need to, like, leave an area. It's just trying to signal a message to you that something in this current situation is not correct.
Yeah, exactly. And I think honestly society fucks you up as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because of course in society it's that image where it's like petite is in, it's hard to like navigate life if you are in a bigger body, if you are a big gal, big man, whatever you are.
Definitely.
You know,
Even being
them.
skinny as well too. Society has set norms on like, if you're too skinny and you don't have like a chest and ass and all this, like, you're not a quote unquote woman. You're not a woman enough. You don't have the ideal body.
But my thing is like those things switch so fast in society because back in
Yeah.
the day it was like if you had a fat ass, you were just deemed as fat. Like,
Yeah, remember that? Like, your ass is fat.
Yeah.
If a woman heard that today, she'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
tummy month.
Period. Thank you. I'm God's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Not me though, unfortunately. I didn't get those genes.
Me neither.
Went to my brothers.
But it's growing. It's growing.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
Period. Gym vibes.
Mhm.
But yeah, it is difficult because I feel like with bigger people, because of course skinny people get it as well, but I feel like with bigger people it's more like systemic because a lot of big people they struggle to like navigate certain industries or like you have to look a certain way to get certain roles or they can't find jobs. There's a lot of things where it's just like that stereotype of like, yo, if you're big, like you're lazy, or if like
Yeah,
if you
I
want to be
hate
in the
that one.
entertainment industry, like if you're big, like nah, sorry.
Yeah.
Like skinny people, they be like, it's easy for them to get gigs. They can, bro, if you're skinny, if you have a super nice skin tone and you have a nice smile, you can be a model immediately.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, but like with big people, I feel like it's difficult for them still.
Mm-hmm.
But even like all the adversity that you do face, I do feel like you still have to love yourself through all of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
you do.
yeah, I don't know. How can we let them know like even if you're big, it doesn't matter. I feel like the thing is the inside of you matters. Why are we so on appearances? You know what I mean?
Like, why are we so hell bent on like you should look a certain way?
Yeah.
Well, society has obviously shaped that. And if we want to get a little bit deeper into it, it's a government thing to like create segregation. There's politics in everything. There's politics in you got the COVID vaccine, I didn't. There's politics in you're black, I'm white. And now there's politics in you're big, I'm skinny.
Yeah.
You know, there needs to be segregation in everything to create hierarchy and power in that domain. So that's a thing, but you need to also stand firm in yourself so you don't get caught up in all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to know, I guess, it's that divide and conquer shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, people are so on of like what people think about them. I think that's
They're brainwashed.
That's the thing you have to let go, honestly. Like, people are always going to have an opinion about you, whether you're big, small, white, black, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, there's always gonna be people that don't like you, people that don't think you look good, but girl, as long as you look good, that's all that matters.
Some people can't handle that, and a lot of young girls also find themselves being depressed and trigger warning, of course, but even going as far to even like self-harming themselves because they feel like they don't associate enough with a certain look. They feel like their body is nothing now of them. And my advice to you is like, you're too consumed with your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
You need to tap more into your soul. Your soul is damaged. It's not your body, sweetie. It's your soul.
Yeah. Unless you're like super unhealthy too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a
Because
whole
health is
different
very
thing.
important,
Yes.
yeah. But I feel like kids be conditioned though as well, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I said, like I was 9 years old and like my family was calling me big, but she's like, no, I'm just a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Like I went back home and they were like, oh my god, they were treating me like I was a fucking Goliath, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It's a Goliath.
they were like, yo, and I was just like, whoa, like what? I'm just a kid, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you have those things put into your head where it's just like, yeah, you're big, or like even if you're small, like yeah, you're
Yeah.
small, gain weight, lose weight. It's like I didn't even think about that of myself, but it's like now you guys are making me think about that, and that's how insecurities are built. You know what I mean?
That's so true. My siblings also kind of did the same thing to me as well. Like, I would binge eat, but it's funny because my brother and I were just naturally big kids when we were younger,
Yeah.
and we're tall as hell.
Oh, we're
now.
tall,
Yeah,
yeah.
like we're tall, so like we grew into our bodies as we got older. But my sister would always be like, oh, like Mona, like you're eating too much, or like you're pudgy, and they would like try to like body shame me. And it's funny because body wise now I look the best out of all three, so let's not do that.
Oh.
But I won't do that to you. But it did kind of play a role into my self-esteem, and it kind of applied that pressure where I felt like I had to be extra funny to compensate for the way how I looked. I wanted people to have something to laugh at, so it wasn't like they're laughing at me, but you're laughing with me.
Yeah.
So I would clown on myself a lot, and that was creating this idea of like, I'm not good enough, so like let me become the laughing stock so I can make this into like a more humorous thing. It doesn't have to be something that's damaging.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of big kids go through that.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
a lot of big kids are like the joke of it all, or
Mhm.
they try to be funny to try and kind of like hide that part of themselves,
Yeah.
you know? So it's just like, let me make a joke of myself before that person makes a joke about me, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, even as kids, why do we have to feel that way, you know what I mean? Kids are so rude though, that's the thing.
Kids are ruthless, okay?
Yeah.
Because they just know the truth, really and truly.
Yeah.
And if society is telling a kid that a fat person is fat, like I remember when it was Christmas time, Messiah literally like grabbed my stomach. This is my 4-year-old nephew. He grabbed my stomach and he's like, "Auntie, your stomach got bigger."
Excuse me.
But obviously, like I just
It
ate,
is what it
right?
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is what it is. And I'm just like, yeah, fam, I just ate, and I may have even gained some weight.
And it is like, what do you want me to do about it? Maybe I'm just a little bloated right now.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that is their innocence about it, but my thing is
Yeah.
how society makes it like something that's negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it can be like, yeah, I gained a couple weight, maybe I gained 15 pounds, but maybe I'm just a little chubby now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There shouldn't be something wrong with that. Is my
Yeah.
whole issue, and I just hate how a lot of big people go through that shit. It's very annoying, honestly. But even if you are going through that, you have to kind of like battle out your insecurities yourself,
Yeah.
because nobody, girl, you're gonna go through that for your whole life. Honestly, like, sucks to be pessimistic, but I don't think society will change. They will always have that thought process, and like we said before, like,
Is that being pessimistic or is that being a realist? Because society's not going to change. So that's just being real.
well, you know, sometimes I like to remain optimistic.
You can be optimistic, but a fact is always going to remain a fact. You know what I mean?
But we don't know that for facts.
No,
Maybe like
society's
in
really not
generations to
changing,
come,
man.
it'll change.
Mm,
Revolution will not be televised.
well, see, it has been this way since the dawn of time, since fucking Neanderthal time. It's always been a thing where like your body is associated with your identity. I don't ever see that changing.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, maybe the idea of the bodies changing will change. Like how we said, like, fat asses were like, you were fat.
Mhm.
It'd just be like, you know, in a couple of years, if you're big, like, because you know they said like, if you were big, you had money, you were wealthy, you were rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's said in Africa.
Yeah. So maybe people will look at it like that, but yeah, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
we gotta see. So like I was saying, like, since society won't change, you just have to figure that shit out in your everyday life for yourself, because of course you are going through systemic things, and you know, maybe you are declined access for certain things, but that is the reality of the situation.
Mhm.
You just have to love yourself regardless through it all, though, because like we said, it's about your soul, it's not about your body.
Exactly. And if you can already accept the worst outcome, like let's say the worst outcome is that you're big, but that's attributed to the word fat. People don't
Mhm.
like that word now. Now it's like a fat shaming can even call people fat, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say societal wise, it's associated with the word fat, okay? Accept that. Don't be sitting down here trying to like starve yourself,
Mhm.
trying to find other like harmful ways to your bodies to reach that goal and level. Because I promise you, the more you love yourself, naturally, the healthier you just become.
Yeah, and you feel
Yeah.
better, and that energy is different. It
Yes.
shifts towards like loving yourself, and when you love yourself, I feel like your blessings come in. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If you're just down and out all the time thinking about your body, like, I don't like the way I look, you're always not gonna like the way you look.
Exactly. You're never
Yeah.
gonna reach that ideal perfectionism of my body looks a certain way, so now I feel happy. You have to feel
Mhm.
happy now.
Exactly. And the thing is, body dysmorphia is a big thing too. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, even if you change the way you look, it'll be the same. So just love yourself for who you are on the inside. None of that outside shit matters.
If you really want to dig deep, people don't like themselves. I don't even really think it has to do with body. I think people don't like themselves and they're using their body as a disguise.
Interesting. You think so?
Yeah, because there's big people with confidence, man.
Of course.
And there's big people who don't like themselves. There's skinny people with confidence, and there's skinny people who don't like themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it goes back to what you said. Like, people are associating their body to who they are and their identity.
Yeah,
So because they don't like their body, they just don't like themselves fully.
that could be one thing. But I
Yeah.
think it's just as a whole, you just don't like yourself. Because when you love yourself, there's a certain grace that you can have for yourself. It's just like, for instance, I follow this Instagram influencer named Salt, right?
Yeah.
And when she eats and shit, like she'll post how like her stomach exploded to show people that like, yeah, I just ate whatever, I'm human. Because even though I have like nice abs, if I eat or if I'm on my period or just going through regular life circumstances, my body's constantly changing. She's trying to show people to have grace for themselves and love themselves because your body is constantly changing. You have a baby, your body's changing, you're on your period, especially as a woman, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's just natural, your body is just constantly going to be changing.
Just a quick intermission, y'all. We do have a giveaway going on. All the instructions are on the screen, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and follow all of our socials down below. And, enter the giveaway, because who don't want to win some motherfucking money? The winner will be announced March 29th, and y'all enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yes, y'all. So we are just talking about, loving yourself through all of that. If your partner, what can you do if your partner doesn't love you through all of that, though? That's what.
If your partner doesn't love you through body image?
Yeah, like, how about if your partner is just, like, looking at you only through your body, not your soul?
You need to let that man go.
I know.
Her. You should not be in a relationship with him to begin with.
But imagine you just have your kid and then your partner springs that on you. Like, I don't love you anymore.
After the fact?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like when you guys are entering relationships, you really need to let that shit, like, develop over time. Because you obviously can be in a relationship for, like, 7 years. And by the 9th year, you're just meeting a whole new person.
No, that's so true. But it just sucks, though, because it's like, damn, I carried your kid through all of this. First of all, you're the one that's telling me you want a kid.
Yeah.
I carried the kid, I gave birth to the kid, healthy kid, and now you're looking at me like, I don't love you no more because your body's not right.
People's egos can't let them see past that, though. That's the issue.
But that would make me go insane.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would do. Like, that's why I feel like those mans go to Reddit to talk about it, because it's so difficult to bring that to your partner, because it's just like, okay, now you're really, let's get down to the bottom of it. You don't love me for who I am.
Yeah.
So am I what? Because, a lot of men don't see women as people. They just see them as, like...
Objects.
Objects, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm in this whole relationship. I had a kid. We created a family. And now I'm taking in that you look at me as an object and you can't even see through my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those niggas are something.
To be honest, you kind of have an idea of that, though, before you end up in a relationship. Like, try to ask those hard-hitting questions to your partner. And if you kind of can see that, like, your partner objectifies women, or even just sitting down and listening to the banter that they're having with their friends, if it seems like they're comparing women to actual objects, sexualizing them all the time, then you can kind of have a good feel of, like, where that man's head is at. And especially where it's going to be with you.
But the thing is, like, I love women. I'm always a girl's girl.
Girls, girl.
But some women be birds, because literally some women will be like, yeah, he can say that about the next girl or outside people, but he never thinks that about me. It's just like, what makes you so special,
Yeah.
Where he doesn't think that about you. So they just put that to the side.
But the thing is that man really does think that about you, because the minute you are to gain weight or just look a different way from what he expects, he's going to think that way about you. It's going to come up.
No, exactly. But it shouldn't.
They're
probably
going to get there.
100%, but they're probably thinking that their love is so deep where that man is not even looking at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think you're right. You do have to have those hard-hitting conversations with your partner beforehand, because that is some shit that you don't want to go through, especially after having a kid. No, sir.
Yeah, no. Because then you're just raising a kid in a toxic environment. And that's more work you're going to have to do, not only with yourself now, but with other human beings as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just navigating through society, honestly, in
Yeah.
a home. That shit is difficult, sis.
Definitely is.
But yeah, I feel like, honestly, personally, myself, I feel like I've done the work to kind of know my self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I really love myself.
Yo, just give me a fucking cheers to that.
Yeah, period, sis. Like, through it all, I love myself. Like I said, y'all, I'm not the skinniest girl on the block.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't look at myself like that, even though, like, so many people have tried to put their preconceived notions on me. Yeah, where it's just like, yeah, that's not it. You won't have this. You don't have access to that. Trust me, I do not care. I love myself through everything. I've lost bare weight. I've gained my weight back.
Mm-hmm.
I fluctuated through a lot, and I realized that shit doesn't matter. The way you look at your body is just it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, though, here, let me tell you.
Oh.
Because, like, it just sucks to see how people treat you based on the way you look.
Yeah.
That shit can really fuck with you, I think, because you're in that place in your mind where it's just like, oh wow, like this is not just a thing where it's like, yeah, people say that happens, but it's not really true, you know?
Yeah.
But when you actually experience where it's like you lose weight or you're a skinny bitch and you're a big bitch, you can see the difference on how like people reach out to you more when you're
1000%.
like when you have those when you're conventionally attractive or you have those standards of beauty, it's different, you know? So
yeah.
it kind of fucked me up because I'm just like, wow, like these people, do they actually love me, or like do they love my outside self? Or it's just like, it makes you question, do these people even really know me, or they just know me for my outside self, you know what I mean?
People are addicted to the body in a way I can't explain. Like, a girl will want to like develop a whole entire relationship with either a man or another girl just based off how her body looks.
It's literally insane.
They feel like that attention that other girl has is gonna manifest onto them somehow in a metaphysical world. Like, because you look like this, somehow like it's gonna transfer onto me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't happen that way. You have to really love people for who they are, but you also need to have that self-worth yourself to see that in other people. Otherwise, you're gonna be developing relationships with people for shallow reasons. It's gonna make you hate yourself even more.
That's so true. Because you can't, I feel like a lot of people just try to hide themselves in the shadow of other people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you are gaining those relationships with people that are like, you don't have those things, have the access, are conventionally attractive, you see all of that, it's just like, oh, I already have access to these things, so people are not really looking at me for like who I really am, you know? It's just like, I'm already in with these people.
Yeah.
But that's my thing as well, because people with body image, people do things for the wrong reasons. Like, I feel like a lot of the times people lose weight for the wrong reasons. People gain.
That's why they
weight for
gain
the
it all
wrong
back
reasons.
though.
No, exactly.
It's for a season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not really truly for yourself, you know what I mean? You have to do things for you only.
Yeah, yeah. What advice would you give to people who are struggling with self-worth and self-love? Like, how would you advise them to go about like changing those things that are already innate? Like, a person can really just hate themselves. What are the key steps and components just to take on making that slow, progressive change?
Man, if you hate yourself, that's so hard.
It's deep.
Yeah, but
It's deep.
you know, I'm a big person on affirmations. I feel like once you continuously to say things, positive things about yourself, those things actually get reinforced into your life.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you need to have a solid support system where it's just like people can also breathe that love into you if you don't have the capacity to do it for yourself yet.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I mean? You need to surround yourself around people where they love you for you, like we said, but they also tell you and like want to encourage you and let you know like this is not the way of living. Like, love yourself through it all. I love you through it all. Like, you have people here, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes they isolate themselves when they hate themselves. So you need those people around you to like reaffirm you, I guess.
Yeah.
But definitely affirmations is huge. Definitely say, I love you to the mirror every damn day, bitch.
Oh yeah.
I love Mary. I love Ramona. I just feel like podcasts. Like, I love it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Set a clear objective of the things that you don't like about yourself, and then make that objective in turn to like affirmations on the things that you need to work on. So if you think like you're fat, for instance, write an affirmation saying, I love myself regardless of how I think I look today.
Yeah, exactly. Because like looks don't mean nothing.
No, they
at
don't.
the end of the day, like
They don't.
like I'm big on health though as well. So like make sure you're healthy. But if it's just looks wise, and if it's just like the things that you want, the access that you want for different type of things, that shit doesn't matter, because you're always gonna strive for more. You're always gonna want more. You know what I mean? It's just like with it's a little controversial, but it's just like with people that get plastic surgery and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just like, yeah, you can get your lips done, but you see those videos all the time where it's like people get 1 ml, but then they go all the way to like 7, and it's just like,
What's that song that goes, it's the soul that needs the healing? I can't remember exactly what lyric that's from, but it's your
sounds
soul.
like a Jenny.
Yeah, it might be a Jenny. Still, I don't remember, but Yeah, like it really has nothing to do with your body. I get it because you're trying to have access to different things. Maybe you feel like having a certain amount of Instagram followers is influenced by having a BBL, bigger tits, bigger ass, smaller waist. But it's just like realistically speaking, you're gonna create that perception for people to only judge you afterwards. You're still gonna have to look at yourself and carry that.
Yeah, because even if you get that BBL, people are gonna be like, oh, her thighs don't match.
Exactly. You're still gonna be critiqued.
Yeah, I low-key wanted a BBL back in the day.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of girls did.
Yeah, I know. Because it's just like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The things get to your head for sure, but definitely not no more. Like, I feel like we definitely have to look a little bit more critically into why people get plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I understand I'm all for doing whatever that you want to do and, you know, changing your body or altering it in however the way you want to look, but just look a little bit more deeply into why, you know? Make sure you're doing that.
Let's talk about chakras for a second. Do you feel like some people have like their chakras fucked up? And let's describe chakras for the people who have no idea what the hell that is.
So chakras are like your energy sources in your body. It's difficult to kind of explain, but usually they say there's 7 chakras, but I've heard so many other people say that there's like hundreds, 300, whatever it is.
Oh, like those minute chakras.
Okay, minute.
Hate you.
But yeah, of course though, a lot of people's chakras are out of alignment. But yeah, you see, like you have the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. So I think the root is like you have to ground yourself. You have to be like make sure you feel safe and protected.
Yeah, yeah.
Sacral might be, I don't know if sacral is the sexual one or the creative one. That might be solar plexus or whatever. But you know, you gotta look into it yourself. But like,
You're gonna have to
sit
conduct
here and
research.
explain all of it. You know what I mean? But of course, people's chakras are out of alignment.
Yeah.
Do you think that has to do with body though? I guess that has to
Yeah,
do
it
with
does.
like viewing yourself and how you look at yourself. Because I do feel like if your chakras are intact and if you are all aligned, you know that your body is just a body and you're just housing your soul for like this lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And like different chakras can also like lead into depression. If it's fucked up, your intuition can be fucked up, your creative flow can be fucked up,
Exactly.
the way how you naturally think. A lot of things have to deal with your prefrontal cortex. I'm not trying to get too scientific here, but
Because I was finna say.
that's the middle of your brain, right? So that helps with your decision making. And if that part is fucked up by the way you're eating or just naturally just going about life,
Yeah.
and you have like unhealthy thoughts and all that shit, it's just like naturally, it's just gonna lead into a deeper depression. You're gonna lack self-worth, you're gonna judge people critically, you're gonna be envious, jealous, and that's all gonna sink you into a sunken place
Yeah.
where it's just like, I hate myself. That's gonna be the final end result. You gotta start like protecting yourself, your energy, cleansing all that bad shit off of you and really just releasing the past.
Yeah. Like we said before, like, you have to live in the moment, live in the now, you know what I mean? Because the past doesn't exist, and if you continue to live in the past, you're not going to grow any type of way. But I feel like specifically with the chakras, you know, definitely start from the root, because you have to work your way up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but in regards with, like, your body image and the way you feel like your body looks and how you look and just hating yourself, I don't know. I know we all go through it, but try and practice. It's a daily thing that you do have to practice, like self-love,
Yeah.
and try to surround yourself around people that
Genuinely love
genuinely love you for your soul and not for what you look like
you. Yeah.
or the access you give them.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. All that shit is gonna be diminishing at the end, because that just means that you're, what's the word I'm looking for? Where you can just toss something out.
You're no, not disposable.
Yes, that's
Oh,
exactly. Yes, it
okay.
is. You're disposable at that person's expense, basically. Whenever that person is done with you, and whenever you no longer serve that external purpose that they have that has to do with their ego, you're done basically at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't mean like,
Nothing to
to
them.
them.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I never
But you
wanna
see
be
that happen in a lot of friendships.
Oh,
though,
100%.
Where like somebody will develop an issue where they're depressed, drinking problem. If your friend's first reaction is "fuck you, I'm out of this," they were never there for the right reasons to begin with.
Yeah, they never really cared about you,
Mhm.
and they don't really care about your growth as a person.
No, they don't.
Yeah, They just care about, exactly like we said, like they just care about what you offer them, what you give them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to deal with that at my grown age right now. Leave me alone.
We're too old for that. Goodbye.
Yeah, fine. But yeah. So what's something that you do to continue with your self-love journey and your self-worth journey, and just know like you're that bitch?
What can I say that I do daily? Honestly, I go to the gym 5 times a week, and that just strengthens my mind in a different way I can't explain, because a lot of people don't have the mind to muscle connection. A lot of people are actually out of their bodies. They can't control it. And I meditate every single day. I don't joke with that, because a lot of my thoughts run rampant throughout the day. I need to have something that grounds me. So those things ground me. I read myself affirmations every morning. I remind myself of who I am. And I'm very in tune with my spiritual identity and my connection with God. And because of my love for God, I really don't fear no man. I really don't give a fuck about what other people think. I don't give a fuck about judgment. If we cared about judgment, we wouldn't be able to come on a platform like this and talk to you guys anyway.
Facts.
And when you don't believe in anything, I keep stretching this, like, you need to believe in something that, whether it's the universe, God, Allah, whatever the fuck you believe in, you need to believe in something that grounds you and brings you back to the center of the earth. It just reminds you that you are in tune with your soul and not your body.
Yeah. I guess you really have to know, like, your purpose in life.
Exactly.
Like, why are you here on this earth? Why did whoever put you on this earth, Is it to gain experience, or is it to be looked at as the Instagram bad bitch? You know what I mean? Or, like, what's the experience you can gain from that? Maybe that's something you can, gain from as well. But definitely, you have to know your purpose in life, because if you don't, you would just fall for everything, Stand for something or fall for everything. That's what they do say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister said that to me all the time. If you don't stand for anything, you're going to fall for everything.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, child. So, I guess definitely try and figure out, well, that got a little bit more deep. Like, yeah, I guess you have to figure out your purpose in this life, honestly, which is not an easy task to do.
No.
Because I feel like you get distracted a lot. Like, you have no idea.
Social media, outside courses,
school, like, even just all the things that you have to do in this life, where they're like, go to school, work, make money. You don't really get to the root of why you're here on this earth. Well, a lot of people don't, but a lot of people do as well. You don't get to that of, like, what is my purpose here, Yeah. But also, a lot of people say, like, their purpose is just, they have no purpose, it's just to live.
That's a lie.
For more of the conversation, head over to the I Just Feel Like podcast page on every podcast platform to tune in.